Well, here we are, thoughts from the office, Redneck's Pride Outdoors. I'm out doing wildlife control and checking some predator job. I'm headed actually to the predator job where I'm on a game farm and I'm catching foxes mainly, but if the coyote gets in there, I'm going to get him. Jobs like that is trying. Meaning, I'm on a shooting preserve or pheasant, quail, chucker property where there's people coming in to hunt every day. And I've got to plan myself along with coordinate with the owner on how to stay away from his clients so they can have the hunt that they're paying for, yet get the results that he needs me to get. And I'll be honest with you, I really enjoy this type. It's a hassle in that I've got to constantly be thinking. I've got to constantly be looking. I've got to constantly be on my professional game. I can't just do what I want to do. I've got to do what I got to do without causing problems. And ironically, that I get enjoyment out of that. That is more fun than just going out and catching a bunch of fox or coyotes. I would much rather do this than just set snares for fox and coyotes. Like I said, it's raining, and what I'm actually doing today is I'm going to, because he's got the big hunt coming up, I've got to spring everything off for a day, and then I'll jump back in there the day after that when they're closed. And I'm going into, I'm saying all that to say this. And this is to the newer trappers. This is to the things that I was talking to the folks at the school. Everything's still in the school, still fresh in my mind. And even though it was a small class, everything's still fresh, and I'm still putting myself back into the place of either brand new to trapping and snaring or brand new to snaring. And again, cable restraints and snares are the same old. All right, it's not. They're set the same way, the same locations, the same results, the same thing. You hang it, whatever. But getting back to my point here, as I'm working this job here, okay, I have got to set only what I know is going to be productive. I do not have the luxury of just throwing loops out. I can't do that. I've got to understand exactly what's going on each one of these little properties that I'm coming in on for that shooting game farms, and I've got to limit my liability, and I get to limit his liability to where we know exactly what's going on to stay away from his hunters so they can continue on hunting. And they don't even know I'm there. And that's what I like. They don't even know I'm there. He knows exactly where I'm at. He knows every set I have out there. But the hunters don't. So that leads me to my next thought here. And ironically, there was a post on Facebook this morning asking this exact thing that I'm getting ready to talk about. And that is, how do you as a new trapper set up, new snaremen especially, set up your line? Do you set everything? Or do you just set, well, how do you do that? And as a new snareman, whether you're an old-time fur trapper that's been using foot traps for 100 years and never touched a snare, or you're a brand spanking new, like New Jersey trapper that all we have is snares, that's a good question. And it's a hard question, because the tendency when you go into this stuff not knowing what you're doing, and I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth, your tendency is to set everything up. And if you're brand new and you're just learning, unfortunately, you've got to do that. So if you're looking at this as a brand new trapper, snareman, and thinking, I want to do what Jonesy does as a professional wildlife control, and a professional trapper, I want to be with him, get a few years under your belt first. Don't learn at the expense of your customers. But anyway, getting back to what I'm going to talk about is you have to set up everything. And I'm telling you to do that with caution. You don't know a good trail from a bad trail. It's like going into a tide meadow. And Bill Ford, I applaud you for this, and I really do. I give Bill Ford a hard time, and Bill Ford hopefully will take this in the right way. Bill Ford knows how to trap rats out in the meadow, and he's able to show the good run from the bad run. And I remember back when I was a 17, 18-year-old kid, and the first time going into a tide meadow, I had been duck hunting there, and the first one I got my driver's license, I could shoot down there. And I went out there, and I tell you what, that first few days was, what the heck did I get myself into? Because I was setting everything wrong. I didn't know what I was looking at. I had no concept of what was going on. It was a fiasco, man. It was a complete fiasco. But I learned, and you guys get a chance to ride it with Bill Ford out on these tide meadows. He's going to make you do all the work, but you're going to learn. You're going to learn what a good trail is, what a good run is, what a good hole is, versus don't sit there. You're just wasting it. You just wasted a trap. So let me tell you what I did this year, prior to this post and prior to the school. Because what I wanted to do this year was this. I wanted to put myself back into the place of not knowing nothing. I wanted to put myself back into that place to where I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's hard. So what I did was this. I did two folds. I took DP traps and some snares, cable restraints, I'm sorry. And I just went into the mentality of what the newer trapper or the newer snareman will have, and that is, I really don't understand what's going on, so I'm just setting everything. With dog proofs and cable restraints. Just set everything that I could within reason. I wasn't going out with 100 traps. I was making it 12 DPs and 12 snares. Just saw a spot, put the snare out. Saw a spot, put the DP out. Let me tell you what, people. I went nuts. I didn't catch, I think I caught out of 12 sets, just setting out what I thought looked like I should be able to catch something, but not knowing it. I caught like 3 raccoons, maybe 4. No more than 6. And in cable restraints, it was even worse. Cable restraints was, I think, 2 fox. And I'm telling you right off the get-go, it was by luck. It was flat out luck that I caught them. Now, I'll put myself back into the place where, not doing what I do up here. Just not, that looks good, let me set it up. Well, that drives me nuts. And humbling and pridefully, I stopped doing that. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. So then what I did was I took up some cameras. And I took out some scent. And I put some scent on a stick and hung a camera in these same type of areas in which, yeah, that looks good. Let's see what we got here. And what I got as far as results was no better. It just wasn't as humility affecting in that very few animals went on those trails. And I was adding bait to them or scent to them. You imagine what I would have had if I didn't even put bait or scent on it? I probably would have had, well, I know I would have had worse results. So here's what I'm going to tell you newer trappers to do and you newer snaremen to do. You've heard all the old goats say you can't catch what's not there. And I'm sure you understand that, but I'm not for certain that you totally comprehend that statement. You can't catch what's not there. Because when we're saying that, we're not talking about long term. We're talking about there fast. There when we're there. I am not interested in a fox that comes down that trail once every 6 weeks. Coyotes in New Jersey, that's going to be a reality whether you like it or not. Coyotes, you got to get used to that. Unless you're in a place like a couple of these counties down here by me, where they are just crawling with coyotes. Unless you're in that spot, unless you're in that hub, unless you're in that absolute funnel hub corridor transition area, you're going to wait 2-3 weeks for a coyote to come through. That's just New Jersey curse. That's simple. All right. But getting back to what I'm talking to you about, what I want you newer snaremen to do, yeah, even in the season, if you got 2 or 3 cameras, and everybody does anymore, everybody's got 2 or 3 cameras. You can do it on still mode or you can do it on video mode. I prefer video mode because I see a lot more, not only at the animals there, but I I see body behavior and head position, and you know, I'll purposely put the camera up where there's a log running across and I want to see how the animal goes over the log and stuff like that. So excuse me, I got the call. So typically I'm going to put it on video mode, but you don't have to. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out and I want you to pick out however many cameras you got. Deer season's done. You don't need to see any more deer pictures. If you're a trapper, you're not interested in deer. You're interested in critters. So get yourself your camera. Pick yourself a trail and put your camera on and see what you see in a 5-day period. Then move to another spot. Pick another trail. 5-day period. Of course, if keep hanging, or seasons in, so keep putting your DPs out, keep putting your cable restraints out, keep putting your cages out. Yeah, absolutely. But while you're doing that, put your camera out. Put it out on your line, so you're there every day. And pull that card every day. Pull the card every day. In other words, you're trapping with your camera. You're trapping with your camera. 3 cameras, 2 cameras, 5 cameras, whatever it is. But what you're actually doing now is you're going to start to see, if you're a guy or gal that learns, if you're mechanical and all you do is just, I am a robot stuff, don't even worry about it, because you ain't going to do still as squat. But do that with the camera. Look at the trail. Pick the trail for whatever reason you do. Put the camera on it. See results. And if you're seeing results, why are you seeing results? If you're not seeing results, why are you not seeing results? You see, you're trapping without catching. That's more fun to catch. Well, I'm not just going out there to unless I'm got a chance to catch something. Well, yeah, I understand you saying that. I really do. But if you're not catching anything, you're just wasting time anyway. Put your cameras out and do that. I do that all year long. I do it all year long, and I normally get good results because I'm doing that on spots where I'm testing scent or baits, and I know the animals are going to be there. I'm telling you what, people, it was humbling. It was humbling just going and seeing a trail and saying, I wonder what's on that, and putting a camera on it. Or I wonder what's that on that, and put a snare there, and coming up with that goose egg. It's humbling. But it also reinforced back to what I already know and made it stronger. For you, the brand new snareman, brand new trapper, it's going to teach you something if you got your eyes open. You're thinking, I know. Jonesy, you think too much. Jonesy, you think too much. I know. But you know what? As a professional trapper, and I am a professional trapper, that's what I do for a living. I trap animals for a living. Professional trapper and wildlife control. If I'm not thinking, I ain't catching. And it don't hurt to think, because it takes me 30 seconds if I'm confused. Like I said on the post, every catch I make in the wildlife control field is intentional and calculated. When I get in the fur game and I'm not that same mindset, every catch I make is plain luck. But when I intentionally and calculate the catch, I make a catch, even in the fur game. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. Because why do you want to set out 25 sets and catch one animal? Don't make sense to me. If I set out 10 DP traps, I went 10 critters within 5 days. All right, I bored you enough. Think about what I just said. Thoughts from the office, Redneck's Pride Outdoors. I'll talk to you later.